Hey, it's me, C, and welcome back to my channel. Okay, it feels so good to be back talking to you guys. It has been a minute. Just because we are back to our regular scheduled posts does not mean the fight is over. Black lives still matter and they will forever matter, okay? So we are keeping that movement going. I will keep the links that are in my description there, just in case you want to learn about how you can be the change you want to see. And, you know, if you want to donate, what organizations you can donate to, and just different educational things. But wait. Before we keep on going, have you subscribed? Have you liked? Go ahead and just like this video. Go ahead and like this video. And before we leave, make sure you leave me a comment. It could be an emoji. It can be one word. It could be anything. Leave me a comment. Leave me a comment. Let's chat. Okay, let's just go ahead and get right back into the video. But today, I want to talk a little bit about cancel culture. Now, we all know the term cancel culture or canceling someone, whatever the case may be. But if you aren't familiar with that terminology, cancel culture just pretty much is dismissing someone's presence, existence, body of work, whatever it may be. You're literally deleting them out of your atmosphere, and essentially most of the time people that are canceled are celebrities, so they might get blackballed or, you know, things of the name. Well, that's what cancel culture is supposed to be. And when I say that, I just mean that, you know, a lot of times we'll have these discussions when celebrities do things that we may not agree with or feel some type of way about and say like, oh, that person's canceled, da 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 da. But realistically, I'm tired of people saying they're canceling people, and one, not really canceling them, and two, but just overusing the term, period. Like, honestly, I didn't really start hearing cancel culture or canceling people until Me Too movement. Yes, it was around the time of the Me Too movement with guys like Harvey Weinstein and the Bill Cosby situation and all of these things. That's when I first really started to hear a lot more about cancel culture. Of course, you know, the internet cancels or just talks about people on a weekly or daily basis, but the next week it's kind of over. And with cancel culture, as time goes by, it's becoming that, like, you care this week, you don't care the next week. And which is why I feel like we should stop really calling it cancel culture. Don't get me wrong, I do think that when we properly use cancel culture, it serves its purpose. Okay, so like, for example, like an R. Kelly or Bill Cosby situation, things of that nature. When everyone, whether it's black people overall or women or whoever, whenever we all come in solidarity to, you know, kind of hold somebody accountable, and not just hold them accountable, kind of really put the spotlight on whether if they're a bad person, bad behavior, whatever the case may be, coming together in solidarity of, you know, victims or things of that nature. That, you know, is what cancel culture really should be about, or exposing, if you will, pedophiles, rapists, racist, like, you know what I mean? Right now, in the time that we're in, with the Black Lives Matter movement being where it is right now, like, we are definitely seeing changes that, you know, our ancestors would have loved that they could have changed. And a part of it, yes, is because of cancel culture and us holding each other or the world accountable for things that we all have experienced as black people or just different injustices. But coming together in solidarity for the greater good is what cancel culture should be about, in my opinion. Not just dragging somebody on social media just for a couple giggles for the week or for the day. You know what I mean? People get canceled so much, and when they come back and actually talk about what it was that they said or the accidents that they made or trying to fix their issues that can be fixed. We're not talking these huge ordeals that can't be fixed. We're talking like little things on social media. Nobody wants to hear it. Cancel culture is always about the height. And then you get to the climax, and that's it. Everybody's like, all right, we're done talking about that for the week. And it's like, no, we need to give these celebrities a little bit more grace and allow them to be done, because they're humans. I don't know if you guys know that or not, but they bleed how we bleed. They eat how we eat. They sleep how we sleep. Whatever, you know what I mean? That we're all still humans, and people make mistakes. People say idiotic things. I made a tweet the other day, and I was like, some of y'all don't have group chats, and it shows. Because I really go on the internet and see literally the most idiotic things, and a lot of it I know is for clickbait and for retweets and things like that, so it doesn't really bother me that much. But it's still like, there are people who will read this and be like, oh yeah, that's Bible. You know what I mean? Like, I just think we need to be more responsible with using our words on the internet, especially in a time like now. I don't really follow that many white celebrities. I don't really know what's in tune with the white pop culture life. I don't know what BTS, or they're Asian, but I don't know what they got going on. All I know is what the black community got going on. And for me, it really sucks. Like, I hate seeing people get canceled in the black community over something so minuscule. You know what I mean? Even like Trina, for example, the things that she said.
They need to make the curfew at 6 p.m. to 6 a.m. That's how I feel.
No.
Keep everybody off the streets, these animals off the streets that are running around in Miami-Dade County acting like they have escaped from a zoo. Lock them up at 5 p.m. so the streets could be nice and clean. That's how I feel. That means tear up our city?
Ain't nobody tear up no city.
That means tear up our city. That means run through and tear up our stores and burn down our stuff and break in our stores. I don't approve of it, period.
Okay.
I don't approve of it, period.
You're talking about black lives.
All right. The black lives that matter, right? The same black lives that are taken from the hands of other black people, those matter too, huh? All y'all fake for the protesters and the fake, oh, we so concerned about George Floyd. Half of y'all are marching are not even caring about this man. People are just doing it maliciously.
Everybody wasn't looting and burning up stuff. When the police get behind you and the red and blue lights come on, you're not supposed to be scared. You're not supposed to be scared.
I'm never scared. I have my license and registration and insurance. I'm not scared.
Those things that she said, it did hurt my feelings as a black woman, as somebody who grew up essentially listening to Trina and the Little Kims and the Nicki Minaj's, all those things. It is disappointing, but do I need to throw the whole person away? No, I don't feel the need to do that, because at the end of the day, who am I? I'm one human being. Can't nobody cancel anybody other than God. Hold that person accountable for what they said, of course. You know what I mean? Like, I don't feel like there is anything wrong with people feeling the way that they felt about the things that she said, because they were foul and she needed to be reprimanded. But I think we also need to give a little bit more grace and love with people, because for me, I always, yes, I can be very like da 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 da, but most of the time when something is happening and I see something on social media, I always try to dig in the psyche of it and say like, oh, well, I wonder why they really feel that way. They might be traumatized by da 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 da, or why would they even think to bring that out their mouth? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, some people, it really can be innocent. Other people, it's like hurt people, you know? Literally this month, the month of June, was not B.Simone's month, okay? Like, she has been canceled about, I don't know, 3 times probably. And Lord bless her heart. The first 2 situations, I was a little bit more understanding than this most recent situation. The first situation that happened was B.Simone had put up this tweet, and you know, she had a whole stream of tweets. It wasn't just this one by itself, but a lot of people read that and took a little bit offense to it, because right now is not the time to be saying anything more than I'm down with you. I'm down with my people. I'm ready to fight the fight. We can have a difference of opinions, and that is fine. Everybody's not going to protest and move the same, but certain things just weren't necessary. And the way people dragged her, it was kind of like, a lot of times people don't even want to understand the other side of what the other person is saying. You know what I mean? Like, I think for me, the older I get, the more that I look at situations like, instead of thinking everyone's evil and has ill intentions, just try to understand why somebody would possibly do that. Or like, just putting myself in other people's shoes. I think as you grow, we have to allow each other to grow and learn. And if you have a problem with somebody says or their ideals, it's okay to be like, oh no, baby, like, this is this, this is that. It's not okay to be like, well, you da 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 da. And this goes back to my whole thing about celebrities being celebrities. B.Simone is 30 years old. I'm 26 years old. I don't look at her as a role model. Does she inspire me? Of course. Who doesn't want to, aspire to make $1 million in their savings account by 30 and be a hustler and be an entrepreneur, a womanpreneur, and do all of these things? Of course, that's inspiring me. That doesn't mean I have to agree with everything that she does. The other thing B.Simone did, that little fire under her little butt, was her saying that she wants an entrepreneur and she does not want to be with somebody who had a 9-to-5 job. Now, words like that can be very dangerous and it can paint the wrong picture. And without context or people explaining what they mean, it will be taken the way people took it when it came to B.Simone. And that's the one thing that I really don't care for when it comes to social media. A lot of times we react off things that we don't have the context for. And it's really just that simple. And that's why people have to be careful what it is that they've released to the public and what they've released to social media and into the world, because not everybody's going to take the time to dig a little bit deeper and see what you meant. Now, do I agree with what she said? Not really. But do I feel like it's okay for her to have that opinion and that preference? Yes. She wasn't talking down on people who had a 9-to-5 job. She was not doing that. She was just saying, as for her and her romantic relationship, who she would like to spend the rest of her life with, she would want to spend it with somebody who was an entrepreneur. Now, after several conversations, because I sat there and I watched her live, and I watched a lot of people, criticize her, and she took it. For example, Kevin Hart's trainer, I think his name is Boss or something like that. If I can find the clip, I'll insert it as well. He basically broke it down to her and explained that she's using the wrong verbiage. It's not that you don't want to date somebody who has a 9-to-5. It's more so that you want to date somebody who is in a position in their career. They don't just have a job, but they are in a position in their career when they can be independent and they can come and go as they please if they would like to, or just at a different level. Not necessarily like, oh, you can't be working for somebody, because everybody works for somebody. Even B.Simone or me being an entrepreneur, I work a 9-to-5 job, but as an entrepreneur, you work for your consumer, you work for your customer. Me doing YouTube, I'm working for my audience. You know what I'm saying? Everybody works for somebody. Now, this third thing ruffled my feathers a little bit more. If you don't know, she was accused of plagiarizing and stealing work from a smaller content creator and putting it into her book. Now, let me get into this real quick. When the Manifest Queen, which is B.Simone, came out with this book, I was like, oh yeah, I've been getting more into praying and manifesting and just really talking to God and building my spirituality within myself, because I know there's no way for me to be successful or for me to be on the level that I wish to achieve without having that spiritual connection. You know what I mean? And if you don't believe that, that's fine, but guess what? That's what I believe, and that's what I'm working towards, okay? So when she decided to put out that whole Manifest the Life That You Want book, I was all for it. I was like, yes, queen, let's get into it, okay? But then once I realized what the book actually was, I knew it wasn't for me. The book is pretty much a journal, or pages from a journal and her actual day-to-day journal. The book is actually more like a workbook, more like a journal. She has excerpts from her journal from when she was going through her process of, getting to where she is today. She has a couple like work pages and just different things like that. The book is about $30, couple pages, 4 chapters, and then like the workbook area, like I said. But for me, I knew that wasn't something I was interested in because I have plenty of journals, I have plenty of workbooks. I think I've done enough research to know and done webinars and workshops, different things like that about manifestation and just work ethic, that the book wasn't going to be for me, but it might be for somebody else. So I went about my business. But just to find out that she outsourced and had a firm, like a publishing firm or whatever, come do her book. Now, that's not something that's uncommon. A lot of people who are celebrities, entrepreneurs, influencers, whatever, a lot of times they've never written a book. They don't really know what makes a good book per se. So they do outsource and get a little help. But the issue comes in when you hire somebody, when these celebrities hire somebody and they put their name, okay? They put their name on a product, on a brand, whatever it is, and it's not something that they sat there and really dug deep into. That's when I have the problem, because she was pretty much promoting this book as if she literally birthed it. You know what I mean? Using keywords like staying up till 3 a.m. That's a major the hashtag or headline everybody's using. Like, how was you staying up till 3 a.m. to plagiarize? Like, some jokes are funny, but some is just kind of like, these things happen. But yes, we can all have an idea and a vision, but don't really know how to execute it. If you're going to hire somebody to do that type of work for you, you need to be as hands-on as possible. You can't give somebody your vision or what you want and say, here, make it, bring it back to me, skim over it real quick. Okay, cool, seems nice. All right, let's put it out. You know what I'm saying? And she sold over 40,000 copies of this book, $30 a pop. You do the math. Yeah. So I had a big problem with that, especially as a content creator. I have a lot of ideas, and through my journey, I've learned to not share my ideas publicly or with people, to keep it real with you, until they're about to come out. The stamp is on it, and that's what it is. Keep your ideas to yourself. I like to keep my ideas and things that I'm working on to myself until I know, okay, this is the stamp. Not just because I'm afraid somebody's going to take my ideas and my work, because that has happened before. But I just learned that moving in silence is really the best way to go when you're in this sort of arena, and honestly in life in general. And I'm never too stressed or whatever thinking about, oh, this person's gonna steal my idea. It's happened several times. I've seen people, do things that they see me doing, and that doesn't bother me per se, because I know who I am as a person. I know who I am as a creator. I know what I am capable of, and I know that somebody can steal my idea, but guess what? God's gonna give me another one, a bigger and a better one. It's really just that simple. Like, I'm not gonna sit here and cancel B.Simone for these situations, because what she's done and what she's made of her life are still inspirational to me as a young woman, a young Black woman. Disappointed, very much so disappointed. And it's like, how can you be disappointed in somebody you don't even know? But when celebrities put their life out there, you do kind of draw a little bit of a connection with them. But you also have to remember, you don't know these people in real life, and they're human. Just like your homegirl, Sally Sue, down the street, make a mistake. Your favorite celebs can make a mistake, and give them a little bit of grace. But yeah, that's how I feel about those situations. I just wanted to give an example so that you guys could understand what I meant. I think that there's a lot of fake canceling going on. Like I mentioned before, even with like a Starbucks, and then now the Pull Up for Change and these different brands, there's a lot of people saying like, oh, I'm not going to support these beauty brands anymore, but they are. And it's just kind of like, for me, I'm no longer going to sit here and complain about things that I don't like that these companies or brands do, that I feel like aren't in the best interest of a Black person, me being a Black woman. I'm not going to complain about it. Guess what? I'm going to take my dollar and put it somewhere else. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not going to complain about a Chick-fil-A or Starbucks. Guess what? They're not getting my coin. I just won't be eating or dining there. Like, it's really just that simple. How about we stop going on public sites to fake cancel people, companies, corporations, whatever, and actually cancel them where it matters, the dollar. It's really that simple. I've been trying to shop with more Black-owned businesses and it feels good. Like, does that mean I'm never going to shop with like a non-Black business? Of course not. Like, hello. But I do think it's important to, you know, keep that dollar generating in the Black community and do the part that you can do. And if you feel like you want to cancel a company, cancel them where it matters. Yes, you can give your opinion on social media or in your group chats or whatever, because that's what I do. But I'm not going to give my opinion and give my feelings about something and then turn around and still support that business, company, or brand if I was truly hurt or affected by it. I'm going to just leave it at that, because at this point I am ranting, okay? This video is probably like, I don't know how long. Yeah, no, I'll be talking too much. But yes, that was this week's CEO talk. Let me just cut it off right there. If you have any topics you want me to touch on, comment it down below or hop in my DMs and let me know. I have been working on a lot of different things for you guys and I am super excited. Like, anyway, but thank you guys for tuning in. I'll see you in the next video.